Hey everybody, Mr. Beltran here. Today we're going to work on a little basketball dribbling. Okay? Now, even though we're going to do some basketball dribbling, some of the drills we're going to do, we're not even going to actually be bouncing the ball on the ground. Okay, so what we'll need is a basketball if you have one. Okay? Or something similar, a volleyball, soccer ball, playground ball will work also. Okay, if you don't have any of those, you can always make that paper ball for these first few drills. It'll work just the same. Okay, the paper ball, we're going to want to take about 5 or 6 sheets of paper. So crumple one up, then take a second one, wrap it around, third, fourth, fifth, until it gets a little bit bigger. Okay, it'll work for the first few drills that we're doing because we're not even going to be bouncing the ball. Okay, so the main thing here we're going to be working on is we want to use our fingerprints. That's this part that I'm touching here, that I'm rubbing on my fingers, to touch the ball. Okay, we don't want our palm to be touching. We want those fingerprints to be touching the ball. Okay, so this first thing, called a fingertip or fingerprints pass. What we're going to be doing is just passing the ball back and forth, side to side here with our fingerprints. Okay, I'm not really catching the ball. I'm just kind of hitting it back and forth with my fingerprints, just so you can kind of get used to that part of your fingers touching the ball. Okay. Now the next thing here, we're doing it right in front of us. Now I want us to try doing it down low, kind of around knee level. Okay, so keep those arms nice and straight and do it back and forth here. Okay, so this time try to keep those arms straight, still using those fingerprints. Now remember, if you're using that paper ball, same idea. Okay, it's a little bit more challenging with the paper ball, but it still works the same, similar way. Okay, let me get that basketball game. Remember, if we're going too fast on any of these, or if you feel like you need a little extra practice, okay, go ahead and pause the video, practice it, and then when you're ready, you can hit play again, okay? So now let's go in front of our head. So I don't want it straight over our head, but a little bit in front. So if I turn sideways, you can see that it's not right over my head, it's a little bit in front of my head. Okay, same thing with those fingerprints. Try to keep those arms straight as you do it. Okay, going back and forth. Just going to do this back and forth for a little bit. Okay. And then now, what I want to do is I want to go from up to down, back to up. Okay, so top to bottom, back and forth, using those fingerprints. Okay, if you make a mistake, if you drop the ball, that's okay. Remember, we're just trying to get the hang of using those fingerprints to touch the ball here. Okay. Now, even though we are focusing on basketball dribbling, this is all part of basketball control, controlling the ball, okay? Because in basketball, if you don't control the ball, the other team is going to steal it, okay? And we definitely don't want that to happen. So let's do a couple more here, maybe one more down, and let's go ahead and stop. All right, this next one is called Around the World. You're going to take the ball, and you're going to switch it around your, to the other hand, go behind your back, grab it with the other hand behind your back, and in front of you. Again, trying to use just those fingerprints if you can. Now start off nice and slow, and then as you get the hang of it, you can go a little bit faster. Okay? So I'm just using my fingerprints. Try not to let the ball touch you. Okay? You don't want it to hit your stomach or your back or the sides of you as you do it. Do a few here, and then let's go the other direction now. Okay? Starting off slowly if you need to, and then once you get the hang of it, speed up. Okay? If you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it so you have a little extra time to practice. Now we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do it around our knees. Okay, so I want you to bend those knees just a tiny bit. Okay, get down here around the knees. So I don't want you just leaning forward to do it. I want you to bend the knees and then lean a little bit so that you can take that ball around the world. Right now, your legs are kind of close together as you do this. And then let's go the other direction. All right. Again, still trying to keep that ball on those fingerprints. On those fingerprints as you do it, okay? And then now let's go ahead and stand up. Let's go ahead and stand up. Let's do it around our head now. Okay, so same idea. Going around the head. Try not to let the ball touch your head as you do it. I'm only touching the ball with my fingerprints as I do it. Once you get the hang of it, you can go a little bit faster. Okay? And then let's go the other direction. All right. Oh, well, almost lost it there. Hey, if you drop it, you make a mistake, that's okay. Just pick it up. Try again. All right. Now what I want to try to do let's go from top to bottom and back up again. So it's around my head, around my waist, around my knees, around my waist, around my head, around my waist, around my knee. Okay, so each time we're just kind of switching it around. Oh, forgot, skip the waist on that one. All right, so just back and forth. And let's go the other direction now. So around the head, around the waist, around the knees, around the waist, around the head, around the waist, around the knees, around the waist. Okay, so that's the pattern. All right, we'll do a couple more here. All right, let's go ahead and stop. Now this time we're going to go, it's called figure 8. All right, so this time we're going to want our legs a little bit apart now. Okay, we're going to have our knees a little bit bent. Okay, so I'm going to take one hand, I'm going to take the ball. Remember, you can see it's just my fingerprints touching it. Under my one leg, I'm going to take it with my other hand, and I'm going to go around the other leg. Under, grab it, around. Okay? And you can see my body is kind of moving side to side. Start off nice and slow as you do it. Okay? And then once you get the hang of it, then you can start going a little bit faster. Okay? Let's do a few go in this direction. And then we're going to go the other way now. So I'm going to take my hands are moving in the opposite direction that they were just moving. But the same idea. Under the legs, around the legs, under the legs, around the leg, or under the leg. No. They call this a figure 8 because if you look at it from up high, it kind of looks like you're drawing a number 8. Okay, so we're going back and forth. Let's do a couple more here. If any of these are challenging for you, that's okay. That's where we're practicing them. Okay, so now these next ones, you are going to be bouncing the ball on the ground. So make sure, first of all, that it's okay with the adult in your house that you're doing that inside the house. If not, maybe you can see if there's a safe space to do it outside of your house, in the backyard maybe. If not, remember, you can always just imagine practicing it, okay? Because remember, the whole point here is to practice the technique. Okay, so you can always practice it, the technique without the ball, and then when you get a chance to do it with the ball, you already know how to do it the right way. Okay, so we're going to use those fingerprints again. That's what stretching the ball. So I'm going to turn my hand sideways so you can see. So here my hand is flat. We want to curve it just a little bit. If my hand is flat, my fingerprints can't touch the ball. Okay, but if I curve it, my fingers just a little bit, now that's the part that's touching the ball when I'm dribbling. Okay, we want to try to keep that ball about waist level when we dribble it. Okay, about right here. That's how high we want it to go. And we want to have our knees just a little bit bent. I'll turn sideways here so you can see. Just a little bit bent. Okay, that way we're ready to move. In basketball, you got to be ready to move side to side, front to back. Okay, and having those knees a little bit bent are going to help you. Okay, so we're going to start with our right hand up first. Okay, dribbling. Try to keep it around that waist. Knees a tiny bit bent. And I'm using my arm, my elbow, to dribble the ball. Sometimes I see some kids, they use their wrists like this. That's not really a good way to dribble. You want to use your whole arm, so you want to use that elbow to dribble the ball. Okay? And try to stay in one spot. If you notice, I'm staying in one spot. I'm not really moving around too much. If you're able to stay in one spot like that, okay, that's showing good ball control. Remember we were talking about ball control. That way the other team can't steal it. Okay, let's go ahead and switch it to the left hand. Same idea, using those fingerprints about waist level. Okay, knees a little bit bent. Try to stay in one spot. Okay, we'll practice that one. Go ahead and keep practicing your dribbling. Now some of you will notice that you're better on one side or the other. That's common. Okay, a lot of people are better on their favorite hand, which for a lot of us is the right hand. Okay, and you're not as good on the left hand. Okay, that's okay. But in basketball, you kind of want to be good at both hands. So it's really important that you practice dribbling with both hands. Okay, so let's keep practicing with that left hand. Okay, I'm trying to stop in between here so that you can hear me. Sometimes when it's dribbling, it's hard to hear me. Okay, so go ahead and we're still practicing with that left hand. All right, for the next few now, I want to alternate. Right, left, right, left. Fingerprints, waist level, knees a little bent, right, left, right, left. Let's go. Keep going. All right, now some of you might look at the video and see like the ball looks like it's going higher than my waist. The reason for that is the way I have the camera, it's angled up right now, okay? It's not coming straight at me, okay? So I am dribbling it to about my waist level, even though it might look like it's going a little bit higher, okay? So it is important, try to keep it at that waist level. That's usually, not all the time, but usually in a basketball game where you want to dribble it at, up to, okay? So let's do a little bit more of that. All right, now let's gonna do one tricky dribble here, okay? This is under the legs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have those legs a little bit apart, take one leg forward a little bit, okay? So we're still doing alternating dribble, right, left, but now we want that bounce to go under our legs. It's important that you try to get that ball to bounce right in the middle of your legs, okay? If it's too far on one side or too far on the other, it's gonna hit you, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try doing a few dribbles on one hand, okay? And then when you think you're ready, under the legs and get with the other hand on this side. Okay? So again, let's try it again. Again, start slowly, you make a mistake, no big deal, okay? So it's one hand here, do a few dribbles, when you're ready, under, and get it with the other hand on this side. Okay? Under, get it with the other side. Okay? And then, when you feel like you can do it on one direction, switch which leg is in the front, and then try it on the other side. Okay, dribble here. Under. Now, if you notice, one thing I didn't do is lift up my leg. Okay, I know a lot of kids, they like to try to lift up their legs so that there's more space to dribble that ball. Okay? When you're playing a real basketball game and there's another team that's trying to steal the ball, you don't want to be lifting your leg up because it makes it a little bit easier for them to steal the ball. It makes it harder for you to move to the right or left or front or back or wherever direction you need to go. Okay, so do your best to keep your leg on the ground while practicing that. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Practice that one under the legs for a few tries. Okay, when you're done with that, I want you to start the video all over again. Okay, and start from the fingertip drill that we were doing and then around the world, figure eight, all those things. Okay? Start the video all over again. Do everything a second time. When you're done with it all the second time, then I want you to do your stretches and fill out that Google form. Alright? I'll see all of you next time.